What's up, everyone? My name's Clovis Murray here alongside Jared Wise for part 2 of the Garden Report. And Jared, just to get straight to the point, Minnesota Timberwolves didn't have a field goal for the last 5 minutes of the game. Just curious what you thought went wrong for them.
Yeah, pretty much. So it was a Taj Gibson tip-in, I think, at like the 5:05 mark. Next field goal for Minnesota was Karl Towns with a dunk at the 39.5-second mark. The game was pretty much over at that point. So here's how I saw it going down.
Okay.
Was the ball was mostly going to Jimmy Butler and Karl Towns for the most part of the end there. Andrew Wiggins had, I believe, one shot where he just stepped into a shot over Tice and just bricked it. This is a bad one for Wiggins. But the way that they tried to attack Towns and Butler at the end there was using Kyrie as kind of like a loose doubling option, and Kyrie was really active, and he was really crucial here at the defensive end. So when Towns would get the ball in the post, there was one where I think Smart ended up on him, and then either Irving or Rozier kind of went to double onto him. He tried to lob it over the top, and then I think it was Irving who tipped the pass and got the turnover. Similar thing happened where I think it was Towns again on like the high post a few minutes later, tries to kind of lob it over Irving to get out of there when the Irving double comes, tips it again, turnover. Kyrie's activeness on the defensive end was great, and he had a lousy shooting night. I mean, Rozier and Smart were the guys
Carry
that
them for the most
offense.
part. Yep.
But I asked Kyrie about it after the game. Was with his role this year, he's no longer like the alternate offensive centerpiece
He's
to
the
LeBron.
guy.
He's the one that with Horford, and Horford is much more distribution. Well, actually, LeBron's the best distributor in the game, so I shouldn't say that. But like LeBron, it's whatever.
It's obvious with LeBron. You know what you're getting.
LeBron.
Yes.
You know he's going to be shooting or passing every single play. With Horford and Kyrie, it's mostly set up for Horford to be the conduit to let Kyrie finish or pass. Most of the plays are focused for Kyrie. This was a night where Kyrie wasn't really getting it done scoring-wise, and obviously he's still going to his shots, but he was looking for other ways to impact the game. And I asked him about that after the game, and he was saying he understood that with this role, he's going to have a little bit more leeway. Yeah. So he doesn't feel the pressure of if he didn't score on that one, that it's not going to come back to him or something like that, which wasn't like a whole problem with Cleveland, but it's obviously a bit of a factor because LeBron is the guy closing it out a lot of the time. And Kyrie has that leeway now, and he's thinking, I can kind of relax in this because it's going to come to me. I don't have to worry about proving halfway through the fourth quarter that I'm going to be hot because I know it's going to come to me at the end. Yep. I trust Horford to get it to me. I trust that the system's going to run through me. And I think that allows him to play with more freedom, trust the other guys a little bit more and not press so much. And we're seeing it where his defense at the end of games, especially in the last 2 minutes, has been really, really good lately. And I think that's one of the most it must be the plant-based diet, obviously. Or maybe it's the shape of the earth. I don't know what it is. But he is showing defensive intensity on those final possessions that a lot of star guards don't really bring. And I think it's been a big source of improvement for him. And it was the way that the Celtics, when Towns had a chance to get some good baskets there at the end, had some mismatches, Kyrie came in and really made a difference there defensively.
So do you think that's the evolution of Kyrie Irving from past when he was in Cleveland to now, that he's more focused on defense, knows when he's going to get his shot, he can get it at any time and going forward and anything like that in the game?
I think he's playing with more comfort now. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not, there's a difference between being the guy and then having a system that flows around you.
Okay.
And I think he's really getting into the latter there, and it's working really well for the team when he's engaged defensively. And I think that's when they play their best. It's not necessarily about him getting 30 points or whatever. I think it's mostly about him being engaged defensively. And when he does that, they get more transition opportunities, and everybody thrives off of that.
Okay. And then speaking of that, what do you think of Kyrie Irving? That he doesn't need to score that many points, and the Celtics are still effective. What do you think that says about the team itself?
I mean, they have a good team, right? I mean,
yeah.
And that's a big part of that is Horford. Horford is one of the best distributors in basketball from any position, really. And when the offense is flowing through him, whether he is attracting attention in the high post or at the top of the key as a three-point shooting threat, or whether he's just kind of running around setting screens for everybody, Horford always gets guys either open or active within the play. And that takes pressure off of Kyrie to be the one that's basically going to pick and roll and trying to drive and kick or whatever. So they have flexibility. They have multiple points of distribution, and that's why they're playing so well.
Okay, well, that's Jared Wise. I'm Clovis Murray. This is the Garden Report.